Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My Aunt Hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Shout out to our brothers also that are in the digital building. You're so kind and faithful, and you hold us down here equally. And so we're so very pleased that you all are with us today. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicki Show. Of course, we are here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. So welcome, 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 welcome. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we complete part 2 of our show on yesterday. Remember, part 2, I'm supposed to be completing part 2 from yesterday's show on Nick Cannon's recent interview with another religious teacher who exemplifies, in my opinion, anti-Black sentiments. Some would even say a suspected white supremacist. Somebody told Black to me. So before we get ready to finish part 2, and I want to give you the latest breaking, something that's happened recently with Nick Cannon since yesterday. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping, would you? As you come in, family, would you come in, please, giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. That's Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications. Shout out to my Black family in the digital building on my Instagram page. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. And Instagram, I'm going to need you to get ready to come on over to Fly Nubian Queen in just a moment because I'm going to need to use this device, okay? Shout out to you, Israel. I appreciate you. I am Ramadan Solve. Shout out to you, beloved, and others that are there on my Instagram page and so forth. And of course, you, my Fly Nubian Queen family. We're so pleased that you are with us today. Also, family, I want you, remember I told you I'm doing my weekly mastermind. Y'all remember that. Most of you know that I have really been talking about that because our family is growing bit by bit at clubvicki.com. So once a week on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I do a mastermind, clubvicki.com, an exclusive VIP mastermind where I'm answering some of your questions. And once a week, I drop a spiritual or metaphysical principle for you. Shout out to you, Presidia Dangerfield. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. You're a beautiful inside and out. Your knowledge and ability to express it is as precious as gold. Love you, my queen. I love you back. And thank you so much for your kind words. And those on my Instagram page that says that you and your family watch the Vicki Show. I love that. And thank you so very, very much. It's such a privilege. Now, what I wanted to say, one more thing is I've got a special exclusive mastermind. So in addition to the mastermind that I already do, by the way, we have a little surprise for my mastermind folks who join this other one as well. It's going to be a one-day angel mastermind. So because of the amazing response from the attendance of my mastermind that I did just this past few days ago, if you go to clubvicki.com, I believe it's actually already set up to where you could get ready to register. It's at the end of this month on a Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, y'all. For 2 hours, I'm going to give you, I'm talking some hot hitting spiritual principles, incisive, practical, related to your purpose and destiny, and telling it from my story, my perspective and my experience at clubvicki.com. And that's just going to be 2 hours, Angel. It's a reasonable rate. You're going to have me there on a Saturday, 2:00. So make sure that you join, family. So get in while you can. Somebody talk black to me. That's clubvicky.com. Somebody put that in the chat for me, please. clubvicky.com. Now that we've gotten some of our housekeeping done, let's get ready to talk on this Nick Cannon today. So again, I'm picking up where I left off yesterday because it was so lengthy. So for those of you that missed yesterday's show, please make sure that you check it out. Thank you, Candy. Candy says, yes, the mastermind was so powerful. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Watch this. So we've discussed, you all know that a lot of controversy has been going on with Nick Cannon for the past few weeks because of him being falsely labeled by certain white members and spiritual leaders in the white community. These individuals that have attacked Nick also have a reputation for disrespecting and lying on Black leaders. The individuals that Nick has been sparring with have falsely labeled Black leaders, Black celebrities, Black influencers that many of us love and appreciate. They have attempted to blacklist them, lie on them, slander their names and their reputations in an unrepenting manner. They constantly lie on those that we love. And so, of course, for the past few weeks, I've been giving them this work. I mean, I've been busting, exposing Simon Wiesenthal Center and so many others. So if you've missed those shows for the past few weeks, you need to make sure that you come to flynubianqueentv.com so that you can go through and see the latest few podcasts that I have done. Every show I do might matter to you in one way or another. You may not know at the time, but there is something that might be there that might spark something, a nugget that I might drop, and I'm always connecting the dots, okay? So make sure that you check that out. Now, with that being said, Nick has apologized for no reason. These people have claimed that Nick, hurt their little feelings and stuff. So Nick is apologizing for telling the truth. Nick had a conversation. Many of you already know that. Nick had a conversation with Professor Griff, a legend in Black community and Black society, and not just amongst Black society, around the world, really. And so they disparaged Nick's interview with Professor Griff. They mischaracterized it and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? And so Nick subsequently, to appease some of the rabbis and Simon Wiesenthal Center and AJC Global and the Jonathan Greenblatt types, in order to appease those individuals, Nick deleted all of his stuff that had any connections to Black conscious men and Black scholars. He got rid of it. And the only thing he kept up there was the interview that he did with these white supremacists, what we're calling suspected white supremacists, religious leaders and stuff. So I've been voicing my objection and my problem with Nick sitting down with the rabbis in that community when they know that they have a problem with Minister Farrakhan, but they're refusing to sit down with him. I'm gonna need somebody Black to talk Black to me, okay? I've been voicing my objection and, quite frankly, my disgust with this, what I felt was an apparent need to gain white approval by sitting down, having manifold conversations, public ones, private ones, making commitments to give away his first check from one of the shows that he's on to Simon Wiesenthal Center, which I gave you guys the receipts to prove that there are some questionable and suspicious monies that the Simon Wiesenthal Center has received and how they their organization has been funded. Somebody talk Black to me. Shout out to you, Brother Willie. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So yesterday I let you listen, and I don't know why this phone keeps going out like this. Instagram, get ready to come on over to flynubianqueentv.com. I'm having some problems here. Instagram, come on over to flynubianqueentv.com. Thank you so very much, because I'm gonna have to get ready to turn this off. Looks like we're having some connection problems. So I played you one of the latest interviews that Nick did with the latest rabbi that has a problem with Nick, right? And so that's what I was playing yesterday, and I want to play the last few things, the last half of it. We're not going to listen to that whole thing because it was an hour, 2 minutes, and some seconds, and I don't even want to subject you to the nonsense. So talk black to me, all of the nonsense. So we're going to just listen to a few of the clips, right? But I want to make this disclaimer quickly because I always do this. I believe in crossing my T's and dotting my I's. Somebody talk black to me. Of course, I'm Vicki Dillard. So the thoughts that are expressed, thoughts and opinions that I express are not necessarily those of FlyNubianQueenTV.com or their affiliates or associate platforms where my show is replayed and aired. So I want to be clear about that. Okay, family? The thoughts that are expressed are my own. And also, I'm getting ready to read to you an excerpt from the Copyright Act of 1976 for this audio that I'm getting ready to allow you to listen to right now. I'm not going to show the video. I might show you a picture, but I won't do the video. Just listen to the audio, okay? So let me get ready to read that to you right now. And I want to be very clear. This is not about beating up on Nick. Nick has done a lot of good things in terms of in black society. This is not about me trying to cancel him. Let's be clear. They canceled you, Nick. Somebody talk black to me. They're the ones that fired you. They're the ones that are holding on to your intellectual property that is wilding out. That's worth, the wilding out empire that he has. That's worth well over $1 billion that he doesn't even own, but it is his creation. Do you all understand and see the manifold ways that black folks are exploited by white people? See, y'all not going to get us to take the bait of these different labels. I told you guys anyway that Vicki, me, personally, I'm getting ready to go even more in depth on VickiDillard.tv. So make sure that you subscribe there. I told you I'm working on an expose. I'm going to be doing back-to-back series on my personal channel at VickiDillard.tv where I'm getting ready to go in on this, what the Bible calls in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, this man of lawlessness. That's content that I'm going to share on my personal page. Somebody talk black to me. So I'm conscious of the platforms that I'm on. So for those of you that said, Vicki, just say this. And Vicki, why you censoring yourself? Baby, because I'm a wise woman. I'm going to need somebody black to talk black to me. I'm still going to be able to make the point. Following all the rules and regulations. I'm going to need somebody to put some hammers in the chat. Could you put some hammers in the chat? So this is not about beating up on Nick, but there are many lessons to learn. And I'm highlighting, my emphasis is highlighting the nature of our open enemy and their desire and evidence to show you how they're relentless in their exploitation of us for their own purposes. I see the hammers in the chat. So I want to be very clear. This is not about constantly getting, influencing people to be to gin everybody up and conjure up thoughts and things, feelings and emotions of anger against him. I think the point has already been made. My goal is to highlight who, family? Members of the oppressive and dominant society. I love you back, Maria. All right, Instagram, I see you at FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Okay, family, so let me get ready now that I'm clearing this device here. Inviting the fam real quick. While I'm doing that, beloved, on the count of 3, would you please hit that thumbs up button? On the count of 3, would you please hit that thumbs up button? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much. When you do those things, you help to draw other folk into our podcast. If you're watching us on one of our, if you're watching us on FlyNubianQueenTV.com or one of our affiliates on YouTube, thumbs up, like, and share. If you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please like, follow, and share and engage with your comments. Thank you so very much. So let's get back into the audio. Copyright Act of 1976, a 107 disclaimer under 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. So let's pick up where we left off yesterday. But just before, while I'm getting ready to cue that in just a second, I want you to know that you all know that I have been lovingly, you all know that I have been lovingly criticizing our brother for, in my opinion, exalting and showing a greater reverence for white scholars over the many black scholars that Nick has interviewed, books he's read, essays he's written based on black scholarship. So after they falsely criticized him, lied on him, and most importantly, other black folk in the black community, Nick, to appease these liars and slanderers, deleted everything that has to do with black scholars and all of his black guests, and he only kept that up there with, you know, these oppressive members of the dominant society who lie on black people. So I've been criticizing him for days and days and days about that. And of course, we did a show on yesterday. Now, I'm not saying that the brother was feeling punked or anything like that. But I'm just saying that some of the old that he deleted of a lot of his black guests and black books that he once recommended, well, when you go to Nick's Instagram page, you find that he reposted this book that he had deleted. And of course, this is one of the very things that his haters was mad about. Are y'all seeing that today? Another one of the books that he posted that was missing for a while is this one on our brother Stokely Carmichael. Of course, known as, you know, Kwame Ture, but formerly known as Stokely Carmichael, right? And several other black conscious books that he posted. So that appears to have been done since yesterday. I find that interesting. Now let's get on with the video, the audio from yesterday. Remember, Nick is talking to this one rabbi named Rabbi Noam, N-O-A-M, Rabbi Noam Marians, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, right? M-A-R-A-N-S. Rabbi Noam Marians is the one that he just did this second interview. Now, this is a different rabbi, or Hayden rabbi. The other rabbi that we talked about some days back, remember, that was Rabbi Cooper, remember? So look at this. Thank all of you who saying how you said about how I look and giving me such wonderful compliments. You all know that you all make me blush all the time. I don't even read most of your comments because I'm just like, y'all, you are so sweet. So I just want to acknowledge it and say thank you so much. So this is the one. This is the other voice that you're getting ready to hear. I'm sorry if I scared you. I apologize. I wasn't trying to scare you with this bitch. But y'all know I like to, you know, have fun. But anyway, this is a fella that you're getting ready to hear. This is who Nick is interviewing with now, okay? Again, our focus is on white supremacist elements in religious communities, right? We're not beating up. Do it while you're laughing at me. We're not beating up on any particular group. That's one thing you ain't gonna be able to say about black folks. Somebody talk black to me. How many of you all saw our show yesterday? Oh my gosh. Family, if you missed yesterday's show, you must You must. It is an absolute must see, because I'm breaking it all the way down and reminding you, showing you, exposing the hypocrisy that somehow Black folk, as if somehow, we're not attacked because of our religious persuasions. I give you receipts and insight. I know other groups and other people want us to believe that they're the number one individuals that are attacked and targeted because of their religious persuasion. But baby, I'm breaking it all the way down, the generational history over centuries where we have specifically been targeted. Monica Matthews, she put nothing but fires emojis in the chat because of yesterday's show. So please, family, make sure you check that out, okay? Now, Vicki, get on with it. So just know you've missed half of the show. So I'm going back to you. Like I told you today, I'm going to do part 2. I'm going to keep my word so that I can finish up the show from yesterday, because that was very important. Now that I've done all that talking and everything, yesterday's show, keep that in mind. This was the post I did for yesterday's show. Do you see that? That says, Rabbi tells Nick Cannon his condemnation of Farrakhan is not satisfactory. That's the last half that we didn't even get to, because I was breaking down so many other things that we didn't even get to it. So today I posted this. Shout out to you, Coach Donnie, for your $50 gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thank you so much for supporting financially Black media. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. This one from today says, Nick Cannon just reposted scholars he previously deleted, which I just showed you that. Now let me explain to you, as we move through the audio, what that's about. So I'm going into the middle of the broadcast from yesterday. I've already shown you that this is who you're going to be. This is the voice. In addition to our brother Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program will begin in just a moment.
In addition to our brother Nick, I'm cueing it, family. That's the rabbi whose voice you're going to hear on the other line. So right now, I want you to get ready to listen to this point, and I'm going to give commentary as we go, right?
In the fight for the injustices in our criminal system, in the education, in helping more young people of color, young minorities get the best education and healthcare possible. These are things that need to go on. And I love the rallying, I love the marching. I've been out there. I will continue to be out there. But my message is, well, when you go home, what are you gonna do? How are we gonna put forth? And that's truly where I feel like together, these conversations, it doesn't serve us to say, well, you're on that side and I'm on this side. If we really want to see a change, we have to be the change.
Okay, now listen now to what this Rabbi Noam, N-O-A-M is his name, Rabbi Noam. Listen to what Rabbi Noam is getting ready to say.
As you know from what I sent you, but you probably knew it just from having conversations with me, with my AJC colleague, Holly Huffnagel, who you met as well. U.S. Director for Combating Anti-Semitism, how committed we are toward racial justice in this country. We have a plan that we've laid out.
Child, please.
It is in cooperation with our African-American partners, particularly with the...
I wanted you to hear him say that. He said that we have a plan that they laid out. And how they're going to be dealing with the African-American community. Did you all hear that? Listen.
How are we going to put forth? And, that's truly where I feel like together, these conversations, it doesn't serve us to say, well, you're on that side and I'm on this side. If we really want to see a change, we have to be the change.
Listen.
And as you know, from what I sent you, but you probably knew it just from having conversations with me, with my AJC colleague, Holly Huffnagel, who you met as well, U.S. Director for Combating Anti-Semitism, how committed we are toward racial justice in this country. We have a plan that we've laid out.
We have a plan that we've laid out. And he talks about who he gave that little plan to with this Jewish and Black caucus that they came up with. Let me help you understand something. Are y'all ready for your how dare you training? Are you all ready for the how dare you training? Somebody say, how dare you? Some of you all don't understand how we do how dare you on the Vicki Show. Y'all ready for the training? Why y'all laughing at me already? I hadn't even done it yet. Come on, somebody talk to me. Why you laughing at me, Darlene? Stop. Watch this. You got a hell of a nerve, Rabbi Noam. You said that you got a plan that y'all done laid out. If you don't go sit your funny looking self down somewhere. First of all, the how dare you training for those of you that don't understand this. When you are in the presence of a white supremacist or a suspected white supremacist, you're not quite sure, or you are sure, but you're not just trying to officially give them that label. You just want to, come on, somebody talk black to me. Got a marker, a pen, or something in your hand. When they say something crazy, when members of the dominant society, members of the oppressive class that's responsible for the undoing of Black America tells you that they came up with a plan to deal with us, you gotta move your head in slow motion. Watch this. Watch this. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
It is in cooperation.
And I think a lot of times fight for justice for
years after the in Brooklyn.
Brothers and
Watch
sisters
this.
and the people will perish as fools. And I think a lot of times we allow the media to sensationalize and want the media to sensationalize and want to rally together when ultimately it's
Watch this.
Helping more young people of color, young minorities get the best education and healthcare.
It's queuing, family. Why it's queuing? Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. It's been hot all week. Y'all been showing up big time all week, and I thank you so much. Don't forget, I'm here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. It's queuing. By the way, the book that I mentioned is Message to the Black Man, written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You can get it at NOI.org. NOI.org. Here we go. Listen, it's getting close.
And as you know, from what I sent you,
Watch.
but you probably knew it.
Watch this. This is how you act when you're in the presence of some white supremacist, racist white person, and they telling you they got a plan for you.
Just from having conversations with
Watch.
me, with my AJC colleague, Holly Huffnagel, who you met as well, U.S. Director for Combating Anti-Semitism, how committed we are toward racial justice in this country.
Okay.
We have a plan that we've laid out.
Did you say, forgive me, I'm just trying to make sure I heard you right. Did you say that you laid out a plan for how to deal with me and my people? How dare you? Did you catch that? Somebody talk back to me. Did you get that? Slow motion. You throw something that's lightweight. You stare. You move your lips like this. You don't talk normal like, how dare you? You say, how dare you? Keep listening, beloved.
Is in cooperation with our African-American partners, particularly with the Black Jewish Congressional Caucus.
Beautiful.
The differences of opinion as to how to solve issues, but there is no lack of commitment to meeting this challenge now so that we can bequeath to our children.
As he keeps talking, I don't think that you guys understand how serious this is. The arrogance of those who are responsible for your destruction, your undoing, your poverty, your death, your disenfranchisement. They have the nerve to admit to you, they are saying, we've had a meeting and we've come to a conclusion about your life that we're getting ready to present to some of you, bones and biscuits and bootlicks. In a new caucus that we've manipulated, where we've set the agenda. You got some kind of nerve. You don't move on to the next sentence, family, as if somebody didn't just tell you. That is the ultimate manifestation of white supremacy. They're dominating you because he just told Nick that we've made a plan for your black lives. Somebody talk black to me. This is why I keep telling you, this is about the war of the gods, family. Did you consult with us? Did you consult with the people that we deem to be leaders or capable arbiters, servants of the black community? You're not a kingmaker in our community. You ain't running nothing here. And this is the whole problem with them attacking Minister Farrakhan, them attacking Nick himself, actually. Them attacking Deshaun Jackson. And so many others recently. Even Charlemagne the God. Even Puff Daddy recently. Shout out to you, Silent D Production. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Is that they're trying to dictate to us as a people who our leaders are supposed to be. The people who are still exploiting our athletes, our money, God today. Our scholars, our schools. These are the individuals that tell us what's good for us, who's good for us. You know, I told you guys yesterday that I had a conversation with a brother some days ago. Beautiful brother, scholar, just an unbelievable man. And he and I were discussing this. We were like, first of all, we know it's a lie that they're telling on our black leaders, right? When they say you anti this, you're anti that, you're anti this, you're anti that. Right. They say we homophobic. That's a lie. Somebody say that's a lie. They try to tell our men you're misogynist. Somebody say that's a lie. What's some other things they say? You're anti-Semitic. Somebody say that's a lie. What else do they say about us, family? They say that we're racist and xenophobic and oppressive. Somebody say that's a lie. Those are all labels that they try to put on us. We who are the 500-year-old victims of their savage behaviors against us. They're projecting and they're committing an act of reverse psychology so that they can escape accountability for all of the hell they've caused us. Right. Aggressive. That's right, Darlene. That's a lie. Watch this. What's so fascinating about him fixing his lips, you know, to say these very things? You're trying to control who we listen to. You're the very ones that we ought to be trying to run all the way away from. And you're trying to dictate to us who we're supposed to listen to. You're trying to control the flow of intelligence and knowledge. You're always trying to keep tabs on what we're thinking and who we're listening to. Why? Because a free thinking people, an intelligent and a knowledgeable and an educated black mind is one that cannot be enslaved. It's one that cannot be exploited. It's one that cannot be pimped. Somebody talk black to me. no plans for us. There was something else I wanted to say here in just a moment. We'll get to it in a minute. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Listen to what he's getting ready to say, family. I think we're getting close to this next part.
A better legacy than the one we inherited.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing.
Let's go back to anti-Semitism, which brought us together.
Indeed.
Anti-Semitism pulled a fast one. What can an African-American leader do? Anti-Semitism is from a multiplicity of sources. It's not just one source.
But it's a long list of people who have.
What?
Listen.
Is going on here? What can an African-American leader do to help us meet this challenge so that we can say that when anti-Semitism tries...
Boy, sit down! I was telling you guys, I was having a conversation with my brother the other day. We know that they're lying on us. They call us anti this, anti that, right? They call us all these names, right? We know all of those things are lies, right? But if somebody in the Black community who loves Black people, who serves Black people, who gives their life and limb to Black people, one of the things this brother and I were talking about was, we know none of those things are true that they say about us. But if it was true, I told you yesterday, I liken it to a relationship, right? It's the tale of the ex-lover. If I'm in a relationship with a man that's good to me today and has a track record of being a good provider and a protector of Vicki today, baby, what I care about, what I can't worry about what's going on in y'all's household and your relationships over there. That ain't got nothing to do. What Black folks look like. We're dealing with law enforcement and military folks murdering and plotting against Black folk. We're dealing with poverty and incarceration, disenfranchisement, gerrymandering. We're dealing with all of these things. And you sitting there saying to us, you see how arrogant that is? You're sitting here saying to us, Rabbi, what can the Black leaders do for you? What? That's another how dare you. Somebody talk Black to me. Are y'all catching that? His white supremacy, his white privilege is so natural to him. It's not second nature. It is his nature. That he's not even thinking. He don't even stop to think about how we're perceiving it. Because he's expecting Black folks to keep being the dumb sheep we've always been. There's an abundance of dumb Black sheep. I say it in love. That didn't even recognize when somebody was saying what I just showed you a few minutes ago. What did he say a few minutes ago? What did he say a few minutes ago, y'all? We came up with a plan. And letting us know they done presented it to some caucus. That's arrogant. That's white supremacy. That's white privilege. You got a plan for grown, intelligent Black people? Free Black people. You got plans for free Black people. And watch what he told Nick. Y'all, did you miss what he said? He told Nick, we sent it to you. You got me messed up, camper. What you mean, slowness? You talking to a man that is a multi-millionaire, successful man, a businessman, an entrepreneur, known around the world. You're telling him Nick is one person that's representative of tens of millions of those of us who are in Black society, especially those of us who are foundational Black Americans and others. You're telling us you made a plan for our lives without consulting us. And then you turn around and got the nerve to say to us, who are the 500-year victims of your funny looking self, what can African Americans leaders do to help us? This camper said that to us. I need somebody Black to talk Black to me. Do you guys understand how this is working now? Are you seeing the fact? Are you realizing that just because you don't have on physical metal chains, It does not mean that you're not still to this day being controlled remotely by Wi-Fi. You're a slave by Wi-Fi today. You heard it yourself. So you made a plan. You're presenting it to this what did he call it? Jewish and Black caucus that they got going on in Congress. And then you told Nick, I sent you a copy of the plan we made for you all. Everybody ought to be outraged by that. I got a question for you as you keep giving us a thumbs up, liking, and sharing. Can I get some globes in the chat? You can tell what question I'm getting ready to ask. I have a question for you, family. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. I'm getting ready to, because I told you we're not going to listen to all this madness. So I got to get ready to try to cue it to the next part that I want you to hear. Can I get some globes in the chat? Can I get some globes in the chat? Thumbs up naturally for your gift. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I didn't even get a chance to read your comments, but thank you for supporting financially Black media. Watch this. How dare you? So whose planet is the family? It's our planet. Black family, do you know that the reason why they do not like a Black conscious example set before Black people, like the ones that they've been attacking, is because we teach building our own schools, teaching our own, having our own industries. We're talking about being independent of our oppressor. Your oppressor doesn't want you to be independent of them. As long as you're independent of them, they're not able to keep tricking you, pimping you, exploiting you, using you, and mismanaging your life. And because they're jealous of what they know we can be, so long as their foot is not on our neck, and as so long as they're not cheating, and as so long as they don't have all the power, they're also concerned about our prosperity and our Black glory. But this is our planet. And we're taking our planet back. We're setting the world back on course. And the first thing that we're doing to set the world back on course is putting your funny looking self in your place by telling you, you ain't running nothing over here. You're in fact the newest people on our planet. We are the Ancient of Days that the scripture talks about. What does that mean? It means that we don't have a birth record. God, today, the Black man and woman, we don't have a birth record. Every time they dig for more and more bones, the bones get older by millions and millions of years, and it gets blacker. God, today, did you hear what I said? It's a strange feeling when you're used to running something for hundreds of years, but the original, the owners of the planet, the mothers and the mothers, the gods and the goddesses of the universe, we're taking the reins back now, bit by bit. So you talking about you done made a plan. What? A plan for who? For your landscaping and your yard is the plan you must be referring to. You made a plan to get your oil changed in your car. God, today. You made a plan to get your hair done Thursday from your salon, from your beautician. That's what you meant to say. You made plans for you and your family to go to the synagogue on Saturday. That's what you meant to say, right? Shout out to you, Sing Kid, for your gift. She said, I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you back, beloved. That's what you meant to say. I'm sure that's what you meant. It was just a little mix up there. That's what you meant to say. That was an accident. You was telling me about your plans for your life. God, today. Because it's your life that you need to be concerned about. Your family, your children, your community has a lot on this plate. We've been telling you about that. What they got on their plate, family. We can be respectful in how we say it. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, family. Don't forget, family, I'm getting ready to do an intensive. I think it's August 29th, the last Saturday of the month. 2 p.m. Eastern. For 2 hours, all I'm going to be talking about, beloved, is my personal experience with angels and what that has to do with my purpose. And I'm walking in right now. And I'm hoping from those principles that we discussed that you will get some insight in how to live a more purposeful and powerful life. Clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. Sign up today. That's the plans you're talking about. You got a lot going on. You got the opioid plague. You got a lot going on over there. You got to keep some of those, your Donald Trumps and those kinds of sexual deviants under control. You got a whole lot of, it's an infestation of your religious leaders in the Catholic Church and stuff. And there are other areas in society where you got a similar thing going on. We want you to address that. You're putting a whole lot of Planned Parenthoods in the Black communities to stop Black babies from being born. Meanwhile, according to your statisticians, according to your demographers, according to your scientists, they're telling you and proving, and you guys are admitting this, the reason you have so many in vitro fertilization clinics in your neighborhood is because your birth rates are low. You got a lot going on in your community. We would suggest that you stop meddling. MYOWB, mind your own white business. You got a lot going on over there. We're not bossing you around. This is what we call encouragement. We encourage you. Somebody say encouragement. We encourage you. That's right. You got Hollyweird, the Epsteins. What's his name? You got your David Geffen types that the great Dr. Wesley Muhammad, y'all know I did a whole breakdown of that. And I took a lot of my sources. My brother gave me insight on that. And it causes me to do my research on that. Shout out to Dr. Wesley on that as well, where Dr. Wesley did this unbelievable piece talking about the David Geffens and stuff of the world. You got all of that going on. You got the Clintons, the Bushes, today, the Trumps. You got a lot going on in y'all's community. Get back to the audio. Listen, thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Listen to this next part. Listen to this next part. I think this is it.
And beyond, you know, our that's what we do as people of faith when we study our scriptures. We're doing that in remembrance. You know, our word says, "Do this in the remembrance
Watch
of
this.
me." You know, so in that process, then you can reconcile, and through atonement, you can make different decisions when placed again, and get rid of any malice that was there, any misconceptions that were there. And then you move forward together with true wisdom and understanding.
You know, we have an opportunity, you and I, because fate has brought us together.
Y'all, please listen to this. Family, do not miss this next part. Today's show is not going to be as long, okay? So keep listening, because today's just part 2 from yesterday, but so much from yesterday, okay? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Listen.
And you have embraced the outreach of AJC. We have the opportunity, because of our reach, to be symbols of how that is done.
Did you hear what he said? He said we have an opportunity because of our reach. Did you all catch that? What does that mean, Vicki? They're talking about the ability to control. They're talking about the ability to influence the masses with their ways of thinking and how they see the world. They don't want a Farrakhan and those of his ilk telling Black folks nothing. They don't want us to listen to the words coming out of his mouth because, number one, they see his presence and they see Minister Farrakhan's rise as an end to their exploitative and oppressive rule over the darker peoples of the world. We're talking about white folk, period. We're talking about white supremacists, period. I know y'all want to use religious labels, but you're not going to put us in no trick bag. All we're doing is calling out what, family? White supremacy wherever we find it. Did you all catch that? Notice, was Nick doing an interview with them when they got mad? No, Nick was talking to black men, black masculine men who are free thinkers and intelligent and powerful. And they got mad about a conversation that Black Nick was having with another black powerful guy by the name of Professor Griff. They got mad with Nick because he went to hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan July 4th, just a few, what's today, August, right? A month ago. I told you guys, I had the high honor. I'm a nobody. I don't have any high level connections with the nation, nothing like that. But I was so honored and blessed that I received a personal invitation from Minister Farrakhan's office. And I hadn't traveled since last year because of my illness. But I did a whole bunch of medical stuff. I even got sick at the event, so I had to leave right after it was over. But I had the privilege to be in the farm quite a ways away because of social distancing and all of that. But I had the honor and privilege of being there live a month ago. And Nick passed right by me. And I remember showing my mom, I said, Mom, that's Nick Cannon right there. And he came in with one of the other ministers. And I thought, wow, I didn't get a chance, to sit next to him or nothing. But obviously, I was seeing him and saw him. Nick, you were there. They meddling in our business. They all up in our business. Do y'all see that? They're surveillancing us. You got to understand this thing. Mojo said, God promoted you, Queen. Oh, thank you, beloved. It was the greatest honor of my life. The fact that anybody even knows me. I know my style. I told you guys this all the time. My pedagogy, the way in which I teach, I know I'm something else. I admit I'm something else. God, today, I know I'm something else. LaWanda, this is my first time and you are the truth. Thank you, beloved, for your gift and thank you for your kind words. I bless it 1,000-fold. Keep giving us a thumbs up, family, liking and sharing. Listen. So that was the highest honor of my life. And Nick was there. We knew it was powerful. The word that he gave, the millions that have watched since, they worried about who we listening to. Family, what are your open enemies so worried about? None of us, no black person ever cares or does any kind of campaign against who white folk talking to. Am I lying, family? No black person is criticizing members of the white community about who they talking to. What meetings y'all got going? We don't bust up in secret meetings. God, today, somebody talk black people. We don't bust up in meetings. We don't say, why you talking to so-and-so? How dare you? We don't use our platform and our superpowers to humiliate you because we feel intimidated about what you're doing. We don't dog out and slander your leaders, no matter how ratchet, racist, perverted, savage, and beastly they are. Black folk don't do that. The only people we talk about are those that serve as an open and a consistent threat to us. But we don't go all up in y'all's meetings and stuff. But the question is, Rabbi Noam, are you the modern day religious zealots? That the Jesus of 2,000 years ago, the very black Jesus, the very nappy-headed black Jesus, God today. Are you the religious leaders that he had a whole lot of problems with? That's trying to run stuff. Are you those religious leaders that were considered to be the influential and the powerful that had the hookups and connections to Rome and all of them? And you were intimidated by that black revolutionary who had the ear of the streets? God today. You were intimidated by that black king, that black God, that the nobodies of the world, the voiceless and the powerful, you were concerned that they were listening to them. Do you recognize that you guys are fulfilling scripture? Y'all play too much. Why y'all saying God today? I see fire emojis. I see y'all saying, is this what's going on? Because it looks like that this is a script that looks like it's happening here. All up in ours. Somebody say, prove it, Vicki. Well, there was one prominent member. Y'all know I be saying this all the time because I believe this is the truth. Member of the LGBTQ community by the name of J. Edgar Hoover. J, rhymes with, okay. But anyway, J. Edgar Hoover, one of the most prominent and diabolical murderers of Black people. He was responsible for assassinations and destruction, mess making, and dissension amongst Black people. That J. Edgar Hoover that was responsible for the murder of Black people as a part of America's official points of COINTELPRO, America, not me, not the Bible, not the Quran, not some other holy text, America's governmental documents point to specifically of one of the parts of the COINTELPRO, which I read for you word for word the other day, said that you guys were concerned about the rise of a Black Messiah. Y'all said that. You looking like, you're acting like the religious zealots. You're looking and acting like other biblical characters that were jealous of the power of that Black Jesus 2,000 years ago. So you was all up in his business. Watch this. And then you hired somebody with 30 pieces of silver, God, today, to keep an eye out and to set him up. I'm going to leave it alone. Vicki, you going too far. I'm going further on VickiDillard.tv. Following all the rules and regulations. Somebody talk black to me. Give me a few weeks. I told you I'm putting an expose together. I'm getting my points together. And I'm going to do 20-minute show, back-to-back shows on that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, man of sin. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. I know some of y'all get mad at me. Yes, if Vicki just say it on this, baby. I can say it on the show, but I'm going to be, you know me, I believe in following extracurricular. I like to overdo the rules and regulations. So that's what I'm doing on my personal channel. Somebody talk black to me. But it seems to me y'all worried about a Black Messiah. God, today. It seems like that J. Edgar Hoover is not the only one that's worried about a Black Messiah. You guys do know that it was the headship of the religious community that worked in concert with the government. It just wasn't the government by themselves. God, this is good revelation, spirit. It's not written down, baby. You're not going to get this in the Bible bookstore. This is just Vicki talking to you, flowing. Y'all don't mind me flowing. Teresa talking about some Lord Jesus. Marilyn Atkins, that's exactly the title. And that's exactly what I'm going to title my show on the VickiDillard.tv. So subscribe there, family. Subscribe there in a few weeks if you want to get the lowdown. Don't forget, it's not just the government. See, this is Black family. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Don't forget to sign up for my mastermind class. I'm getting ready to do a 2-hour Saturday intensive, August 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a very low, affordable price to participate in an intensive that I'm talking about, just angels. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Your life will never be the same. I can guarantee you it's going to make your life more meaningful and more powerful. ClubVicki.com, ClubVicki.com. Don't forget we have a business store at FlyNubianBusiness.com if you want to learn how to build a Black business. And if you want to learn about money, go to FlyNubianMoney.com. There are important links that are in the chat throughout my show, so be sure to pay attention to those links, family. Some of you who are right to point out our open enemies and the murder of Black people by and through law enforcement, by and through the military and other places. Mahogany X says, wonderful, Vicki. You're right, but it's written that the government and, oh, this is good. The government and the spiritual people, you're seeing that manifest not only with this rabbi and stuff, aren't you seeing it with Donald Trump's, all those Christian evangelicals that's riding with Donald Trump? Y'all play too much. It wasn't just one type of religious leader. I'm not going to even say the name. Some of you have already said them here. I told you I'm going to do all that on my other show, on my other channel, VickiDillard.tv. Subscribe so that you can, and then hit receive notifications. So when I get ready to do my series in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to get these back-to-back shows I'm getting ready to do. Remember, it wasn't just the Pharisees. It wasn't just the Sadducees. It wasn't just the Sadducees. It wasn't just the Zealots. Those were different types of belief systems amongst those. Do you know that one particular group they believed in spirits, and one particular religious group didn't even believe in spirits? Y'all don't play with me. Donald Trump has a religious community in his hands. Paula White, who said that T.D. Jakes is her spiritual father. She's sitting there acting like Donald Trump is the Messiah. They're overlooking all of his racism today. They're overlooking all of his long history of racism. They're overlooking all of his credible rape claims, credible sexual assault claims. They're overlooking his own admission of assaulting women and getting away with it. They're overlooking his bad business deals and people that he's screwing. The religious evangelicals. Tell me I'm lying. Are you telling me you didn't see that picture of Kenneth Copeland praying over him, acting like that Trump is God's man? Y'all tell me if I'm lying. How many of you all know about the prayer breakfast that your president does on an annual basis with the religious community? Y'all saying yes. That's why you can't fool Vicki with a label. That's why you are never going to be able to trip me up with the label to say that we're saying anti this. No slowness. We're going to call out white supremacy and anti-black racism. Put it in the chat. The issue of the only anti-issue that drowns out every other issue because we're still disproportionately affected by is anti-black racism. It does not mean that nobody else hadn't had any problems in their lives or any difficulty. It just means that we've had more, the most inhumane treatment for longer than anybody else. It's still going on today. We haven't got reparations. Y'all have not abated. You have not ceased nor desisted your violence against us today. The issue that is the primary issue is anti-black racism, baby. Don't forget, family. It's not just the government. It's not the enforcement arms of the government, which is law enforcement and the military. Don't forget they work with the religious groups. There are different sects. And Donald Trump right now is loved by all of the Christian evangelicals. Evangelicals is another word for white Christians because you don't never hear no black person go around talking about somebody's evangelical. Come on today. Evangelicals sound like some kind of chandelier. Anyway, today it don't even sound natural to us to say it. I'll be thinking about chandeliers. Oh, that's the evangelical. That's what it don't even sound. We don't even call it that. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Did y'all catch that revelation? Vicki, get back to this radio. I'm breaking this down. The spirit is breaking this down. I'll just let me flow, y'all. Just let me flow. And let me hear him get on out of here. Listen. Listen to this next part. I think this is something. Listen to what he's finna say. Listen.
Learning about one another's communities and what hurts, what pains us, and to learn that history. I like the way you said it, not just so you can be a historian, but to pay forward, may I say, so that we can create a better place. And we can do that here in the United States, but we can also do it elsewhere where our history can be found.
Right.
On pilgrimages and to show others what that can look like.
Listen.
Indeed.
Please don't miss this part.
Before I turn to the audience for some questions, I want to hear from you what you have loved about your Jewish education during the last few weeks.
Oh, man.
I feel like I've been one of your teachers, and I'm not alone, but this is not a test. just an opportunity to share something that moved.
Absolutely. I mean,
did you hear what this? Let me show you who's talking, because I'm scared you forgot what it was, what it looked like. God, today. This right here. Let me get to this picture. Let me get to this picture. Rabbi Noam Marins just said, I feel like I'm one of your teachers. Y'all caught that. See, you got it, Motown, didn't you? You caught that, Motown? He said, I'm one of your teachers. And then got the nerve to say, oh, this is not a test, but what have you? This is him telling you, I'm trying to program you. Nick, you are powerful. You are known amongst millions of people. You know how to, you've come up with billion-dollar ideas that you don't even own, that others have been able to exploit. So you're powerful and influential, we think. So we have access to your mind. Thus access, they're hoping, to the masses of black folks, but they didn't count on the fact that the black grassroots and that the Minister Farrakhan's of the world and the Farrakhan consciousness and other powerful black folks that more than I can name that's been teaching people the truth for some time, they didn't count on power coming from the ground up. He's admitting to Nick that we're programming you. See, y'all didn't catch that. I feel like I'm one of your teachers. That's another how dare you. I only got so many pens to throw. And I don't want to throw hands, God, today. I'm not a violent woman. I know I act crazy on the show and stuff like that. Some of y'all think I act crazy on the show. It's just how the energy works through me. But I'm a recluse. I keep a tight circle and I stay connected to spirit. So all of this that you see, I do this for you. This is about my assignment. Slowness. It's only so many pens to throw. And we ain't trying to throw hands. I mean, I use my hands to use a pen and markers today. I guess it's the next common sense thing I could throw. Not throw. It's your funny looking self. I feel like I'm one of your teachers. Did you all see that? He's programming Nick to tell him we're the authorities that you need to be listening to. Y'all watch the finesse. He's telling you, you can't listen to this black teacher over there. You can't listen to a Farrakhan, but I am your teacher. Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that? The arrogance. This brain right here, this brain is trying to say, listen to me. The thoughts, this right here is saying what I think out of this right here. I want you, what comes up out of this brain right here. I want you to listen to what I'm teaching you. That's what this is saying. This is not the most. This rabbi right here. This Rabbi Noam Marins said that what thoughts I think, my philosophies, what comes through this brain right here, what comes out of this mind, I want you to listen to what comes from here. We're saying, no, thank you. We're good. We're good on this. Y'all play too much. Stop laughing at me. We're good. We're good. No, thank you. Rabbi Noam. Rabbi Noam, we're good. I wanted you all to listen to that. Don't listen to these black conscious folk. Disparage what they say. Remember yesterday? Y'all got to watch yesterday's show if you missed it. Remember I showed you the clip, the audio part of the clip, where he tried to say that who Nick was talking to and the information he was reading it was not the truth. It was inaccurate. It was like conspiracy theory. He tried to dog out black scholars. That's the reason why it's so significant that Nick reposted some of the Black Scholars that he deleted. That's why I was mad when Nick deleted the Black Scholars in the first place. Because you're exalting, watch this, by you deleting the books and the scholarship of your Black scholars, you're exalting this kind of thinking. You see, you're exalting this kind of thinking. This kind of thinking is what you're exalting, Nick.
There's so many things. It's funny you said teacher, like many may or may not know, but I'm currently, studying for my PhD at the School of Divinity at Howard University. So theology is something, wishing to be a theologian. So from the scriptural studies to even this process in itself, hopefully I can get some kind of college credit for it. And do so. And I've had brothers like yourself and so many who guide me through this process, and I have great reverence and appreciation for. One specifically I would say is my brother Malcolm Homeline, who has invited me to Shabbat. We had Shabbat a couple of weeks ago.
Watch this. Listen.
Which was an amazing experience for me to experience a dinner on the Sabbath with such an amazing family, and to know that members of the community do that weekly, also because it's truly the traditional Christian practice.
To our viewers, I'm going to ask the questions that have come up the most. And Nick, I'm going
to watch this
to myself. Didn't even really wish to do it in the public. I've also had the opportunity to visit Crown Heights, and Chabad was a great experience by a friend of mine, Rabbi Mati, who gave me this book that I'm currently reading about Rebbe, and I'm looking forward, soon to visit that honorable grave site.
I gotta stop it right now. Can I tell you something else the Spirit just told me? I've said similar things in the past, but I'm supposed to tell you again right now. The reason why certain members of the dominant society want to control what Black folk think, what we read, what we hear, is because if you Black family, if you Jason Bourne, how many of y'all know Jason Bourne from the Bourne Identity, the movie series? You got to watch it, the first one. Jason Bourne, if you're healed of your temporary amnesia, God, today, I'm supposed to tell you this right now. I've referenced this many times before. Jason, when you're going on the hunt for your identity, catch it, Black family. I'm not going to go further here, but I'm going to do it on VickiDillard.tv. So make sure you're subscribed. So in a few weeks when I drop in 20-minute Vicky's class, you will catch that. Watch this. The reason why they want to control your spirituality, they want to control your mind and your thinking, obviously is so that they can control you, but it's not just so that they can control you. Jason, Jason, when you come to your right mind, God, today, Jason Bourne, when you start to know the source and the meaning of all your gifts and your powers and who you are, God, today, you might use those powers against me. Black spirituality is so powerful. It can assist in overthrowing every other energy and power if we're collective and unified about it. But if I give you something that's not the real deal, if I give you, what is it? What do y'all call them? The fake foods that they give you nowadays? GMOs, genetically modified organisms. If I give you a genetically modified religion, God, today, a genetically modified education, y'all play too much. you won't be all that you're created to be. Is that right, family? You're not going to be able to reproduce yourself. It's going to have adverse effects on your growth and your health and your children, your babies. Derek, thank you for your gift. I love you back, beloved. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing them. I'm going to make your belief system scary. I'm going to call your Black practitioners demonic and satanic. That's exactly what they call the spiritualists, not only in Haiti, but did you all know that there were some uprisings here in the United States amongst our own people? Several of them throughout these United States. Watch this. If I give you my Jesus, my religion, my thought process, my way of thinking, it's going to limit you because it's a genetically modified belief system, a genetically modified education, and a genetically modified religion. So you're going to wonder when you pray why you ain't getting no answers. God, today, you're going to wonder why you are remaining powerless. So I keep telling you we serve the same God and you my brothers and sisters in Christ. And then I make your Black religion, belief system, spiritualities, and your ways of doing things, I call those things satanic. I call those things devilish. I call those things against the will of God. And so Black folks, you don't even try to tap into those things because you're thinking, this is some demonic stuff right here. This ain't the Lord. You're living in hell, but you're scared of going to hell. God, today, you're living in a hell. But they've made you think that some other place exists worse than this. And as terrible and as horrible as they are, they're telling you it's possible you could go there, but there's not a chance in quote unquote hell that they're going to go. I'm going to need the intelligent Black people to talk to me. Back to the show. Don't forget, text Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. And don't forget, my name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm typically here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. So make sure that you copy the link, share it out on all your social media platforms with you, and tell everybody to tune in daily, weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern to The Vicki Show. Listen.
But even then, you know, I got.
When you finish all of that, you'll need my help to sort out the diversity of the Jewish.
Yeah, it's so much. It truly is. It's quite.
Did you hear this arrogant nobody? Do you hear this rabbi? No. He already told Nick without him even asking. He's saying that I feel like I'm one of your teachers and talking about whether or not something is a test or not. And now this rabbi known is saying that you may need my help sorting out. You guys are not catching it. I'm scared you're not getting it. He wants to be relied on. This is oppressive people, entities, and organizations. This is their way of making sure they have a connection and they're involved in Black life so that they can exploit it and control it. And because Black folks, because you feel like that you've offended them, you've welcomed them in, Nick, talking about come to Canon's class and teach me. That ain't how it goes. I don't call nothing Canon class and somebody else is the teacher. This is my classroom. Whose planet is this? Somebody. Vicki, stop screaming so hard. Whose planet is this? The newness of it all doesn't get to teach today. The newness is not the teacher today. I'm your mama. I'm tripping right now. What's the name of that country where the white people, these type of European white people wear skirts and the bag, and play them instruments, The Scottish. Is it the Scottish? That wear them skirts. People from Scotland. Do y'all know? I told y'all some of my greatest fans are white people. I don't play with, look, I don't hate nobody. But we taking over our planet. And if you want to live on our planet for a weekend longer, because your birth rates are going down, all kind of stuff is happening, creation, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Honoring Black people, making sure Black folks get justice is a guarantee to our brown family, yellow family, red family, and even some of the poor whites, that you're going to get justice and and live harmoniously. I'm a woman of the world. I love my family from around the globe. And Ireland, yes. Scotland and Ireland, somebody just said. I heard from somebody there the other day that reached out to me, how much they love listening to me. Y'all know I don't play. And I'm not going to let my foot up off of any of our white oppressors. But the ones that want to hear the truth, they tell me how they love me. Because baby, we're your key to the blessing. God, somebody talk Black to me. I'm your mom and daddy. Told y'all. You got your other little trolls and other white supremacists and other them kind of, I don't trip about the trolls. Some people be wondering like, God, Vicki barely came on and the trolls is here. Crazy accounts and stuff. I see that it's in scripture too. Remember when Jesus used to go, the Jesus of 2,000 years ago. Vicki, why you keep saying that? Because I believe there's a Black Jesus on the scene today. Y'all play too much. It's written that when he came on the scenes, that demons would just scream out for no reason. That's why I don't mind it. Because I'm speaking truth. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. The wise and intelligent among them. No. You ought to enjoy the Vicki show, because we're the key to you staying on our planet for a couple of more days. Somebody talk Black to me. And I don't compromise. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this, watch this. Let's go back. We're almost done. Watch this.
A bit, but to even go, to see, that community in Crown Heights and, saw where the Torahs. I have quite a few Black and Jewish friends that have, given me this conversation. And I talk together and towards creating a change.
Nick, I don't know what the questioners are asking. My kids are texting me.
Y'all watch this. The rabbi said in the middle of their show that his kids are texting him. Watch what the kids are texting him.
Oh, you didn't come to our house for Shabbat dinner.
I'm ready. Let me know.
So the rabbi's little white kids is texting him in the middle of the show with Nick. They fascinated with this Black man. They said, bring him over for dinner, for Shabbat dinner. Why did you bring Nick over for your house for dinner for some biscuits? Leavened bread biscuits? Somebody talk Black to me. Y'all always want Black folks to eat. Eat your knowledge. That's prophetic. It's always some fruit. What you talking about? The kids want to come. Can you come over for Shabbat dinner? Shabbat what? You serving biscuits? Leavened bread biscuits to give to Nick. No, we ain't going in your house. You're trying to woo our brother. You're trying to make sure that he's always in a compromised position. I told you, some of you bones and biscuits that's excited about your little jobs in white America. You love, your obsession is nearness to whiteness. Roland Martin feels like a loser because he's not on CNN or MSNBC. It doesn't matter that he can own his own and try to legitimately build a successful media company. But because of your desire and your nearness to whiteness, you feel like a loser. I mean, he really is one. You're a loser anytime you attack Black people and call us simple Simon MFers. You're a loser. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Now listen to this next question. We're about done. This is the Dundada. Y'all ready for this? Here the big question. The big question is coming up. I'm cueing it right now, family. Watch this. They can't help themselves. Are y'all ready for this? While I'm doing this, thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Y'all saying, Nick, get out. I know that's right. Yeah, the rabbi talking about the kids want him to come over for Shabbat dinner so you can serve him some biscuits. Y'all, please listen to this next part. I think we're getting close to this cue part because here comes one of the questions.
To teach me and give me the tutelage of someone who just, in a very orthodox manner, he's changed his life and is following the Hebrew law in such a beautiful way. So I just want to engage with those people more often. He and I are speaking about building Black and Jewish community centers in the inner city and disenfranchised areas to help people understand it and walk in, their true authority and what they believe.
Watch this.
Thank you. Belle, ready for another question?
Okay, so one of the assistants, she's getting ready to ask Nick this question. You guys are going to understand this. You got to ask yourself, why is it that this particular man receives disproportionate persecution, slander, libel, disrespect, and warfare more than any other Black leader? Listen to what the question is. This is the last quarter of the interview, y'all. Don't forget to keep giving us a thumbs up, liking, and sharing. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard.
Nick, you mentioned the difficult question, so this is one of those. I'm just going to preface.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are those in the Black community who find some of Louis Farrakhan's message about Black empowerment uplifting.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
He, as you know, is also famous for engaging in anti-Semitism, including referring to Jews as termites and homophobia and other
Everybody say all of those are lies. Repeat after me, class. All of those things that she just said about Minister Farrakhan is a lie. So Black community, we're clear on that, right? We know that they're fulfilling the scriptures. John 8, chapter 44. Read it and study it. They're manifesting scriptures. I tweeted one of them today. I tweeted Vlad. I'm not going to tell you what Vlad's funny looking self did. I tweeted Vlad, that white culture vulture that some of you all love so much and keep supporting and giving attention to. I told Vlad today that he's in the Bible. He's in scripture. I'll talk more about that later. Stay tuned. Subscribe to VickiDillard.tv, my personal YouTube channel. Listen.
Controversial and bigoted remarks. What do you think about the role that Farrakhan has played in the Black community? And what do you say to someone who today would praise him? And another question related, are you willing to publicly call out prominent Black individuals who makes anti-Semitic remarks in the same way that you would hope that others would call out other prominent individuals for making racist statements toward the Black community?
Did you all hear that? They're trying to tell Nick, who's new to war. Nick is new. Nick don't even know who these enemies really are. He doesn't even know the depth of warfare he's dealing with right now. No disrespect. Nick is in an exciting place because he's learning new things. But Nick is new to warfare. It's just like somebody that's just coming out of what is it? The training that when you go to the basic training, that's just like somebody that's coming out of basic training trying to tell a general what to do after they done been in numerous theaters of wars and been on the front lines about 40, 50, 60 years. You excited about what's to come, but you don't have the experience on the battlefield to know this enemy. You think that you know more right now. Our brother, we ain't disrespecting him. That's the part of processes. But the problem is when you think you're so arrogant that you know better than somebody that knows this opposition better than you. You think that you are being what's the word? Reconciliatory. I believe that's the word I'm looking for. You think that you are rising above being petty. You think that you know how to make it go down by being one, and you knew. It's the newness that's messing you up. You think you know better. Some of you all trip me out when you get to thinking about stuff that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad managed to do tens of millions of dollars in business and change lives. The Honorable Marcus Garvey, the stuff that Marcus Garvey was able to do. Some of you all who hadn't even done nothing, you think that you know more than them. That's what trips me out. Y'all something else, some of y'all. You think your new ideas rolling and those of his ilk. Joy Reid, y'all think y'all know how to make government work better than your ancestors who bore the whip, was crucified, burned at the stake. All those things that you put to the white Jesus and that you talk about, what's her name? The white girl that was burned at the stake. Joan of Arc. No, black family, you were burned at the stake. You were crucified. You were set on fire. You were hung high. You were stretched wide. You were drained of your body parts. You were drained of your blood. The problem, Nick, can I tell y'all this real quick? Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Erica said, ooh, watch this. The problem is Genesis 3. The problem is Genesis 3. Where it says, now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord had made. Who was, what? The serpent was more crafty than any of the other wild animals the Lord God had made. You gotta read the code, y'all. Keep liking and sharing, family. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Who's the serpent talking to? Black family, let me help you today. I know y'all like Vicki. I've got the revelation of the scriptures from the bishops. I've been to seminary. I've gone through Bible school. I've got numerous trainings and I've matriculated through so and so and so. Watch this. Let me help you, give you a revelation that you ain't gonna probably get from the Bible bookstore. I teach prophetically, and I teach by perceptive knowledge. I'm a regular student, but I also tap into another kind of book. Y'all play too much. That's why I was dangerous to the FBI. That's why I was dangerous to high-level government officials and judges and state and local and other unnamed officials. It wasn't because I knew all about that stuff. It's because I had spirit. And when God had a issue that he wanted to deal with, even in those places, he knew that if he told Vicki something, she was going to say it. It wasn't because I knew everything. He gave me information on a need-to-know basis, and he could trust me to say it and to call out and to expose at all costs. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Now, the serpent was more crafty than any of the other wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Watch this. So Nick had what? Nick was doing what Cannon's class? Nick was bringing on white folks too. But we know for sure that he had on some what? Powerful black scholars, conscious persons that was dropping that knowledge. Wasn't he, family? For those of you who don't know my belief system, the theology I believe in, it's not that God is some immaterial, inanimate spook. I believe that the black man is God. I believe that the supreme being is a black man that made everything you can see and everything that you can't. And I believe that the black folk that's on planet Earth that are the Ancient of Days that have no birth record are the direct descendants of God. I believe that our black, brown family, our red family, yellow family, and even white family, family. Somebody talk black to me. Come from us and can be on our planet so long as we live in peace. I love the darker people of the world. They're our brothers and sisters too. But one of our children that lost their minds on the earth and planted and causes disharmony. God, today, dissonance, a cacophony of madness in every imaginable way. And we're having to take the reins of our planet back to bring back the harmony and the peace and stuff. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. The woman said to the serpent, wait a minute, the serpent said what now? It says that he said to the woman, the serpent said to the woman, now, you guys love to blame the woman, right? For those of you that have such a limited theological understanding of scripture. He said to the woman, the serpent said to the woman, because everybody like to blame the woman for this. Let me help you today. You're going to get this in the Bible bookstore. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God said you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die. In other words, if I believe that the black man is God, and that the black man and the black woman that's on the planet are the direct descendants of the supreme black being, and if black folks say something, Nick, and if black folks are writing something, when you have black scholars and you're dealing with the big black brain, and you've got some other white person that comes along to say something different, y'all just catch the revelation. Watch this. You must not eat from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, or you must not touch it or you will die. Watch this, watch this, watch this. So you got a serpent that's challenging what God said. What did I say? I said, now you got a serpent that's challenging what, family? You got a serpent that's challenging what God said. You got a serpent that's challenging. Y'all play too much. Verse 5, for God knows, this is what the serpent's saying now. For God knows, who did I tell you the God is? For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good from evil. Watch this. So he's trying to challenge the word of God. Verse 6 says, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom. Desirable for gaining wisdom. So I'm going to let the serpent teach me. I'm going to let the serpent come to Cannon's class. Oh, God, today, y'all please catch the revelation. After you done heard from a Louis Farrakhan, after you done heard from a Professor Grip, after you done heard from all these other powerful scholars and black thinkers. Watch this. Watch this. When the woman saw, this is for some of you, your pastors ain't finna teach you this, your reverends and bishops and stuff, your Sunday school teachers, they're not gonna teach you this because they skip this part. And the problem with it is because most of your interpretations came from your open enemy. Watch this. Those of you who blame the woman all the time. Those of you who blame the woman, let me help you with verse 6. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. Watch this. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her. Are you catching that? Black Toyo said that divine wisdom in here. Did y'all catch that? I'm scared that you didn't. 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 Verse 6. I'm going to read it again because I think you may have missed it. Read your Bibles good. Read your Bibles good. Read your Bibles good. I'm reading from the New International. I got the American Standard right here, the Amplified and the King James. It says, she gave it to some to her husband who was with her. Who was with her. But I'm going to leave that alone. That's a different revelation. You just want to throw that out there. Who was with her. And ate it. And he ate it. You know the story, right? I'm skipping down. Then the man, verse 8, the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord. Oh, I could work that so good. Heard the sound of the Lord, God. More proof that God is a man. I've got so many areas of scripture that can prove that. but they try to make it spiritual and symbolic. Your open enemy wants to make it spiritual and symbolic because he does not want you to know that you are that man, slowness. But I'm here to help us today. The man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And they hid from the Lord God among the trees in the garden. Where are you? I'm skipping. I heard you in the garden. This is Adam. And I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. What did God say? Verse 11. Who told you that you were naked? We always ask the question, right? Who told you that, right? What does he say next? And I'm done. With the scripture. Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? Have you eaten from the knowledge of some of the teachers, Nick? Black community, black society? Are you sitting down letting a serpent be your instructor while you're inviting me over for Shabbat dinner? I'm going to leave it alone. If you're just coming in, watch the whole show. Don't never come in the Vicki show 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, 50 minutes in, an hour and a half in, and think that you got it all. No, you're going to have to watch the whole show in context. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Remember, we was listening to the audio, and of course, they got a question line on Minister Farrakhan again, calling him homophobic and all these other anti-things, right? Watch what Nick says.
That is one of those difficult questions, and I'm going to answer it with as much love and compassion as I possibly can. Rabbi Noam, you just recently wrote a piece that resonated with me, that used some Hebrew terminology, and forgive me if I butcher it, but I think it's Amen, Anili, Amili. Hopefully I said that right. I'm always messing up my Hebrew. I'm learning, but I know that it means if I'm not for myself, then who will be for me? And I preface with that because in the Black community, we often feel we have no one that is for us. And the people who do step up for us are instantly condemned.
Family, I need you to listen very closely to what he's saying, okay? It's going to last about 1 or 2 minutes, okay? Shout out to our moderator, Dua. She just put the link from yesterday's show. You must watch yesterday's show. Today's show is part 2. There's almost a couple thousand of you in the chat. I'm so glad that you're here. But I don't want you to miss what happened in yesterday's show, okay? Keep listening.
Like I said earlier, some of our great leaders have been called anti-Semitic. Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, the list goes on. Desmond Tutu, so many people that we look to as Black leaders have been called anti-Semitic. And, Martin Luther King at one moment was, by America, was called the most dangerous Negro in America or in the nation, and was deemed a terrorist. And so when you see someone like Minister Farrakhan, who to our community has been a leader, I've watched him transform the lives of incarcerated individuals, people who are dealing with the sickness of addiction, turning to the discipline of Islam, and watch these people create families and provide for their loved ones. I mean, he put together the greatest peace gathering in the history of the world. I mean, the numbers describe itself with the Million Man March. So for us, we see that. But the words and the demagoguery and the hate speech that your community, or specifically the Jewish community, has experienced, I can never stand for anything hateful. I can never stand for anything that does harm or
I've got to stop right there, because Nick is just giving you a parallel. He's saying, here is this Black man that summoned the greatest the greatest peace gathering in the world. We're really in America. He called for a Million Man March. It's called a Million Man March, family. But do you guys know that the numbers show that there were almost 2 million Black men? White media is not going to tell you this. I need you to know that. Almost 2 million Black men who were mostly of the Christian faith. And others. This man has a proven track record of lives saved. That's not always televised, slowness. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. And so Nick is talking about all these amazing things. Minister Farrakhan is not accused of killing. Nobody with his group has ever bombed somebody's church or synagogue or mosque or anything like that, or place of worship or home. None of them are responsible for murdering any of your people. None of them have raped your daughters or your aunties or your women. They do good things in the community. But you, Nick is talking about, but the demagoguery, the hate speech, which Nick is helping them to lie when he doesn't correct them in saying that. Now, Nick is going to condemn the words. He's condemning Minister Farrakhan's words. Keep listening. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Treachery to a community that invokes fear. But I would say, I would love, especially as these elders are getting up in age, the thing, if we're truly trying to break down these walls and get rid of the division, I would love for our leaders, our elders to step up and sit down at any table and have a discussion.
Did you guys catch that? Nick just said that he would like for any of our leaders to step up and sit down and have a discussion. Nick is dealing with them with kid gloves, because the reality is Nick is telling the rabbi, why don't you guys sit down with Farrakhan? Do you see that? Nobody's running from them. Not that they're worthy to be in the presence of ours. Not that they're even worthy to be in the presence of one of our black gods. But he's got a whole team of researchers. And perhaps he may be open. I don't know. I don't speak for anybody in the nation. I'm just making the point. Nick is not holding them accountable, because the reality is they refuse and they don't want to, because they don't want to be further exposed. So what are they doing? They're doing exactly what Adam and the woman was doing when they heard the sound of the God. What did they do? They hid. So they're bringing in a Nick who's excited about this new knowledge he's coming into, who feels like he knows and has a better perspective of the world and the ways to deal with an old oppressor, who they know that they can probably manipulate and mold and shape. Are y'all hearing me today? Let's bring in a Nick who's talking about who's going to deal with us with kid gloves. I don't want to bring in no Farrakhan. Who's the general? Who's the daddy? Somebody talk black to me. Watch this.
And, like I said, I'm never here to defend an individual, but God has never given me the power to throw away or condemn anyone, especially when I come from a culture of condemnation and people have been treated less than human. So I can't ever throw away a leader to the black community. So I say this, and I was taught this, and actually I said my father, who is someone I never agree with, who is a man of the faith, a minister for all my life, and we don't share the same views on many things. He has very traditional concepts at times that can even often align with Minister Farrakhan. But
did you hear what he just said there? He said he doesn't even agree with his father, who's a minister, who has belief systems and concepts that don't align with him, that oftentimes aligns with who? Minister Farrakhan. Nick said his own father, some of the beliefs of his father, he says, aligns with Minister Farrakhan. So Nick is sitting down here with this white man telling him the stuff that he disagrees with about his biological father, it sounds. And how he disagrees with his own father because some of the belief systems his father has aligns with Minister Farrakhan. See, this is the arrogance that I'm talking about some of you young Negroes. No disrespect. I'm glad that Nick didn't didn't try to cuss out the minister on there. But he said he condemns his hateful words and stuff. Let me tell your funny looking self something. Those of you that think you know so much, you read your first book on communism. Now you're an expert and you want to tell everybody about capitalism and how crazy it is. And you black saying that, shut up, slowness. Black folks ain't got no business sitting here talking about the different, you love communism and socialism over capitalism and all these labels that your white supremacist masters give you, slowness. We don't get caught up in labels like that. I'm not here to dog out our brother Nick. I'm just trying to make the point. That some of you are new to knowledge. How many of you all have children? How many of you all know that you love when you see your babies, your children grow and develop? And when they come into the knowledge of something, you know that they got so much more to learn. You got a son that's 15 years old and trying to tell you, Mama, let me drive. He ain't been behind a wheel yet. He's watched you drive a whole lot, right? He's watched you drive a whole lot, Dad, right? So he says, well, I know how to drive. And in your mind, you're thinking, no, you probably know the concepts. You know how to you know how to turn the wheel. You probably know about the accelerator. You know about the signaling and so forth. But you know that it's a whole other thing, Black family, when you get behind the wheel and you're responsible for moving those thousands of pounds of metal. Is that right, family? You know that they're still going to have to get behind the wheel and learn about the other variables that come with driving. The point is, I'm not disrespecting our brother. This is exciting. This is exactly where he needs to be on this journey of knowledge and growth. But when you're on your journey, family, of knowledge and growth, and then you turn around and you give the middle finger to your elder, especially while you are showing deference to your 500-year-old open enemy, I got some issues with that. You think you know better about this enemy. So you disagree with your own biological daddy. And for all intents and purposes, a Minister Farrakhan that may be like a distant spiritual father or religious father to you. You sitting here telling the serpent. We're using spiritual language, family. That I just read from. Remember, we just read Genesis 3, the serpent. Giving knowledge, challenging what God said. This is what Nick is dealing with. Y'all seeing it play out, right? You wanted them to go sit their funny looking self down. I remember when I used to work at this particular corporate place years and years and years and years and years ago. I was there for some time. And every time it was a new person that came in and I had to train them, they had only been with the company 4 hours. I've been with the company 4 years at that time. I was there longer than that, but at that time, about 4 years when I was a supervisor. And what fascinated with me is you hear a whole 4 hours already trying to tell me what you already done got figured out. Somebody talk like me. And they wanted me to hurry up and put them on the line to do something because they felt like that they had it down pat. And so let's just put all this money and all this stuff in my hands so I can run this. Baby. I'm gonna need somebody Black to talk Black to me. I would let them know, I know you just came out of training. Been here 4 hours or 4 days. Not only have you been to training for about 4 days, I'm getting ready to make you watch somebody to get some more training. And then when I'm ready for you to get on the line, I'm gonna have them watch you and shadow you for some days. Somebody talk Black to me. It's not when you're comfortable, it's when I'm comfortable. Letting you get a hold of all these millions of dollars because you don't know what I know, baby. The other kinds of universities and stuff, other kinds of knowledge that you're not yet privy to. Sit down, not sit, sat. Shout out to you, Enoch, for your gift. Vicki is brains, beauty, facts, and the truth. Thank you, beloved. Erica, thank you for your gift, Erica, too. Erica, much love to you, Vicki. I love you back. I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. No, baby. I want you to enjoy the newness. This phase 1 that you just learned. I want you to rejoice in that. The problem we're going to have is when you want to buck against me. And you've been here a total of 4 hours, baby. I got a whole other world of nuances that you can't even know yet until I put you through an experience. God, today. Sit down. And if you had some sense, you would enjoy the extra teaching, fool. Don't you want to have as much knowledge as you need, family? So that way when you get in the situation, you'll be fully equipped for victory and success. I never was in a rush to prove to nobody I'm this. I always like to look like the loser, the nobody, and the bottom. So when I come up, baby, God, today, when you see me just take off like a rocket ship, put me down. But just give me about 5 minutes. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to be out of space somewhere. And I'll be unreachable to you. Slowness. Don't you know that part of warfare is feigning weakness? God, today, don't you know that a part of warfare sometimes is feigning weakness? For some of you, that means to humble yourself, slowness, so that you can get as much insight and as much intel as possible so that you can exploit your enemy and you can gain the advantage. So let so-and-so over there look like they beating me at something. I'm enjoying the ride. Slowness. I'm enjoying the ride. Because while you sitting there being driven by some other spirit, I'm sitting here gaining all kind of advantages and wisdom and all kind of power. Feigning weakness. God, today, I just look like I'm losing. I did that when I was in the belly of the beast, when I was in prison, when they had me dressed like a man, and I became a master landscaper, running a John Deere, working for the U.S. military. I was feigning weakness, played dumb. But I rivaled wardens, counselors, inmates. Free spirit, I love listening to you. Thank you for your gift, beloved, and your kind words. You don't even know what to do. Slowness. You too busy trying to prove something. Slowness. Vicki, I'm a slow and steady girl. I'm giving you some of my mastermind stuff right now. When you learn how to be a marathon runner instead of just a sprinter, there's a power that a long range battle can teach you. There's some power and some insight. I'm accruing power even when I was going through trouble. Slowness. I know it didn't look like it. And so because it didn't look like it, and even when these federal female judges and federal prosecutors and the slick stuff, I ain't even told you half the story, was saying stuff and thinking they was trying to come against this little old black girl from Mississippi. What did he say? What help me understand, if you know what it is. Destroy this temple. Oh my God, y'all play too much. I'm really helping y'all today. I gotta go. What did he say some years ago? Don't forget my mastermind class. I'm going to be doing an intensive on angels. This is separate from my regular mastermind. I got my regular weekly mastermind class. And if you had any sense, you would show up for that at clubvicki.com. So sign up for that one. That's what I do every Wednesday, where I'm dropping one spiritual principle every week. And I answer your questions. But then I'm doing a special one-time 2-hour mastermind just on angels, August 29th, clubvicki.com. All the information for both masterminds, clubvicki.com. Shout out to you, Silently Production. He says, sending you rocket ships, queen, unreachable. Oh, I know that's right. I receive it, beloved. Watch this. I'm helping you. What did he say? The Jesus of 2,000 years ago, the very nappy-head black Jesus of 2,000 years ago said what? Destroy this temple. Y'all play too much. Say that, Your Honor, during sentencing, Miss Dillard Crow is a flight risk. The devil is a lie, ain't he? She's a flight risk. So let's immediately remand her because she's a flight risk. And all that went with that. I won't go there yet. You're going to have to wait for that. Shout out to you, Shalina. She said a bonus mastermind session. Thank you, beloved. Listen. That's exactly what it is. Clubvicki.com. That's a one-time mastermind that I'm doing August 29th, Saturday, August 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, clubvicki.com. So both masterminds that I do, the ongoing mastermind that I do every week is there. You can sign up for that. And most of you can sign up for that right now for $1. And the other mastermind, the price is very reasonable, even for the one-time mastermind that I'm doing just on angels. Watch this. The Jesus of 2,000 years ago said, what? Destroy this temple. Y'all play too much. Try to mess up my credit. Take everything from me. Try to destroy my family. relationships, businesses, real estate, do all of that. Try to call me a felon. Try to deny all of my appeals. Give me an unjust jury. Carry on for weeks with an unjust trial with all kind of fraud and a whole bunch of other stuff that you done made up and did and lied. Watch this. Tamper with the jurors. Do all whatever you do. Watch this. What did Jesus say after that? Destroy this temple. And after 3 days, what did he say? I'll raise it up again. Talk black to me. I always walk heavy. And I don't wait to be powerful. So yes, I know MSNBC listen. I know CNN. I know all of them listen. I know legal enemies are listening. Somebody talk black to me. But we're in our winning season. God, today. Somebody talk black to me. There's a changing of the guards. There's a changing of the gods. And we will surely win. It's our planted. What we say goes in this season. You silly, funny looking Democrats. You silly, funny looking Republicans and stuff, because y'all both crazy. You ain't giving black folks the reparations we demand. But you guys are sitting here trying to figure out all the illegal and criminal acts that Trump is doing to cheat with the post office and all of that stuff. Don't you know that when you do right by the black grassroots, we who are very special and exceptional people, like Dr. Claude talks about recently too, we who are an exceptional people, see, don't you know that if you do what we tell your funny looking self to do, don't you know that we can help to unlock power and ideas on how to combat this? But Democrats, somebody send the DNC war room, send this to Biden, send this to Kamala, send this to Simone Sanders, send this to Kareem Pierre and stuff. Send this to them bootlicks, Zelina Maxwell and Joy. Please send them this link and tell them this. Don't you know that when you do what we tell you to do for us, then we can help you unlock some ideas to combat these strategies? Because we know if we can take your power, we know if we add our power to it, we can make something. But we're gonna let you struggle. Somebody's helping out to me. That ain't our concern. And some of you that's out there saying, you all are just offering free advice to them. Shut up. It look like giving you all this brilliance and stuff. And you ain't doing what I tell you to do. When you start talking about reparations and getting a real legitimate black policy and holding these white supremacists accountable and stuff, then a flood of ideas gonna come. We can help you. Funny looking self. Let me finish this off.
One thing where we
are you giving us a thumbs up, liking and sharing?
Always will dissolve and hug it out unconditionally with love is that, you know, I can condemn the message, but I can never condemn the messenger. And that's through you know, Christianity and all the Abrahamic faiths. That's scripture right there. So I would encourage my brothers and sisters in the Jewish community. I know in the past there may have been some hateful and harsh things said, and it's one of those hard things for anyone to forgive. Just finished. I'll be writing this book report soon, probably today. Cuz
I just had to shout out to Cuz, one of our givers, who has a 13-year-old autistic son, and she says her son loves my hand claps and my gavel raps. They always say, this is the home. Vicki Show is the home of the hand claps and gavel raps, and how their autistic son connects and how they're going. Blessings. I hope. Oh, my heart. I just had to say that. Y'all keep listening. We're almost done. I just finished my studying the Sunflower by Simon Wiesenthal, and that's all about the possibilities and the limits of forgiveness. And it's a difficult conversation when you see the symposium of some people say forgive with all your heart, and then some people say I can never forgive, or I can't forgive for what others have done, but I also can't be accountable for what others have done either. So in this process of atonement, which I'm experiencing, I can only approach it from that way, to where we must condemn hate. We must condemn demagoguery and anything. And even that's a lie, Nick. Now, Nick, he didn't outright just throw Minister Farrakhan away. So I do appreciate him doing that. But him still using the word, once again, you heard him use it earlier. You keep saying, Nick, that minister is talking about hate and demagoguery. And you even said that you don't even agree with your own dad because some of the stuff that your dad believes is in alignment with Minister Farrakhan is. Nick, baby, I'm not going to throw Nick. I'm not dogging Nick, family. But I'm just saying, Nick, please cut all that out. Minister Farrakhan didn't say nothing hateful. This is our planet. And we know who's on our planet because we created it. So what we say about a thing is the thing. Did you hear what I said? And so because you're concerned about hurting that thing's feeling, whatever that thing is, no, I'm the owner of the planet. This is not about making your 500-year-old enemies comfortable and then dogging out our own black brother. You're not even being that careful in how you're talking about Minister Farrakhan. When all this stuff went down, we're showing deference and we're being real careful with these liars. I don't believe in being careful with liars and slanderers. In fact, I think some of you, when they're lying and you know they're lying on our black family, I think that we need to start to challenge social media and saying that this is fake news. And that you guys need to flag them lying and propagating fake news when you put those false labels on black people. How about that? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
That separates us. But we are not in any position to throw any human being away.
Watch this. I appreciate him saying that. But let me tell you one more thing that I have a problem with. This is a problem I have, family. This entire conversation and the many, many, many private and public conversations that Nick has admittedly had with all of these liars and slanderers of black people is that, do you all understand that we don't owe them an explanation at all? Do you guys not understand that we're under no obligation to explain anything? Don't you guys understand that we are very pleased to leave you in darkness and in silence? Do you all understand the fact that he even chose to talk with them, sit down with them, meet with them, to make them feel okay, to do what the black women who had just birthed children did for their oppressors' children? What did the black women do when their breasts were filled with milk? What did they do, black women? What do they do, brothers? They served as wet nurses. They used resources from their bodies that was meant for who? That breast milk that was meant for that black woman's child. She was made, she was forced to allow her open enemies to suck the breasts and drain out the food from her body when it was meant for her black baby. I see that similarly here. I'm under no obligation to give you any explanation. I don't care if you are confused, mad, and you feel that way in your corner over there. You see? It don't make me no never mind. I don't suffer from low self-esteem because you're in your own world and you think this about Vicki. Baby, I'm okay with you being in your world disagreeing with Vicki. It don't hurt my feelings if you listen to somebody else over there. That don't hurt my feelings. And black family, you suffer from low self-esteem to where you're concerned about what they think. That's why I keep reminding you who you're dealing with so that you would realize that instead of you saying, come over here, you ought to be saying, ugh! Instead of you saying, well, let's sit down and talk, you're supposed to be saying, ugh! Ugh! Oh, I don't want that. That's what I'm trying to teach you. You liking and enjoying what you ought to be spitting out. We're almost out of here. Ben, listen.
appreciate the honesty of that answer, Nick.
Listen.
And
Listen.
I know it won't surprise you that still remains for us not fully satisfactory.
Somebody say, I don't care. Rabbi, no, we don't give a doggone if that remains unsatisfactory to you. It's our pleasure to make you feel unsatisfied. As a hater of Black people, we feel it's destiny. We feel it's our job and our goal to make you uncomfortable. What we look like caring about what you think. I'm not coming to your house for no Shabbat dinner. For your biscuits and butter and gravy. That's not satisfactory. Do y'all see that? Your condemnation of lying on Minister Farrakhan, acting like he's hater, a demagogue. Nick said I condemn all that, whatever. But I'm not going to throw away the man, in other words. I'm not even going to tell you that. What I care. What did I tell y'all yesterday? Those are lies, all of those labels that they put on Minister Farrakhan and other Black folk, right? If Minister Farrakhan is loving on Black people, what does Black society look like caring about what somebody else say about one of ours? I told y'all yesterday, watch yesterday's show. I told y'all, if I'm in a relationship with a beautiful man that provides and protects and love him some Vicki, I got paradise over here in my house. Somebody talk Black to me. Over here in these neck of the woods, I'm good. But you, sis, got hell in your life. You mad because the man I'm with didn't want to go to your middle school dance. So because you feel jaded from 6th grade, you want me to hate my man who's good to me. Black family, you see how ridiculous you look, worried about what Rabbi Noam say about Minister. If he loves us, if Minister Farrakhan loves us, what we care about what? So when a Jamil Hill writes a hit piece on the Black community and calls Minister Farrakhan vile, and then Jamil Hill also said that Black folk, we can be culturally arrogant. We're looking at you like you are a swirler, like you are a political bad wench. We don't care what they gotta say over there. We don't care about their lives. We just know our man is good to us. We know bills are paid, we feel safe, and we get good loving, and all that is over here. All that from middle school. We can't go back we're not going back to middle school like that. We just can't. We can't do that. We're not doing chocolate milk. So we did all that in 6th and 7th grade. We had chocolate milks in school when I was growing up in Mississippi. I'm not going back to that. Don't nobody, no. Black family, you see how stupid you look? Caping for people, somebody that's good to you. You finna take the word from somebody. Shut up. We know those are lies, but even if that was true, what that got to do with us? And you out here on the front line caring like that, Nick, is the problem. Nick's first sin is caring. Put that in the chat. Nick's sin, and those like Nick, because y'all know I love Nick. That's why I'm hollering at him. We love you, Nick. We say we come in peace. You know that, boy, your brother. Nick's first sin with these oppressors is caring. Please put the word caring in the chat. That's what Nick did wrong. So those of y'all that's mad at Nick and you calling him a sellout and a bootlick and a Sambo and all that, he deserves some of that criticism, family, but let's come up off of him just a little bit. Let's remember some of the good stuff that he did. Let's believe we'll turn the other cheek for our own family so long as you're not finna dog out your own. Now, I can't speak for nobody else. I don't speak for the nation. I don't speak for no other spiritual group, the Moors, the Hebrews, the Christians, nobody. But for me, if you finna mess with mines, not mine, mines with an S. You can cape for white supremacy, but when you cape for white supremacy and then you take on the lies that the white supremacy gives you about your Black brothers and sisters, and you try to distance yourself and blame Black folks and act like we're the ones that's going to help you commit suicide when it was white folks that canceled you, Nick, then I got a problem with you when you start, dogging out Black folk. Now, you can do all the white supremacists loving and all that you want them to do, but when you go to messing with mines, it's a problem. Again, I don't speak for nobody. I ain't no spokesperson for nobody. Thoughts and opinions expressed here, those are my own. But listen, Nick's first sin was even caring what they think. The fact that we try to connect us caring what our open enemies do to us proves that your religion is tainted. Because you're saying we're using scripture. Nick was using scripture to justify even coming together with some madness like that. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. This ain't your word. This ain't your woman that you got to say you sorry to. You see what I'm saying? All that you do for your woman. You see what I'm saying? But marriages, you do that for the marriages. You see? You do that in your marriage, you humble yourself so they can get some understanding. But you don't confuse that relationship with that of your open enemy. No, baby, no. Rules different for that. Just like hockey got different rules from baseball. Football rules a little different from basketball. It's different rules for your woman and stuff than for your open enemy. Different rules. We got to go. Last part. Y'all heard his funny looking self talking about something. It's unsatisfactory. Somebody said, we don't care. We don't care. You're grown. Your feelings can get hurt. Grown people know how to deal with hurt feelings.
As you know, they're not all, it stood out to me in the right way. They've heard from this administration. That hit me. I was like, and really understand, like,
there it is.
And ideas when there's certain landmines or tropes, you have to speak to the truth. Otherwise, you'll take something that sounds like the truth and put so much on it that isn't the truth. And now you know, not only did you hurt people, but you've endangered people. And we're dealing with a time where, especially,
that's another thing that pissed me off about Nick right there. Nick, nothing that any of your Black scholars said was not the truth. Everything we said was historical and factual. Stop lying. And no Black person has ever endangered the life hardly of nobody white hardly. It's our lives that are being endangered. Stop caping and lying. Anytime your religion causes you to lie, then you may want to give up some of that.
You know, we are, it's unfortunate that young people are not just all people are, you know, committing hate crimes and terrorist acts in synagogues and repeating things that are not true at all and doing it under the guise of whether it's things that they've heard from this administration, things that they've read from different books. We really got to get, and that's what to that person's question and to your response, I stand firmly in agreement with. I have to be the example to say, yes, we thought this was this, or, you know, even specifically thinking about something like the Rothschilds. I didn't understand that was used as propaganda in the Holocaust and those ideas. And once I
from what you were hearing
and reading and studying, I mean, there's several.
Y'all watch
y'all. By Martin Luther King at one moment was by America was called the most dangerous Negro in America or in the nation, and was so, you know, question. There were some things that, you know, like I said, I have people who have it in their lineage, and then I have people like my brother Amari Stoudemire, who I talk to, you know, weekly. He's in Israel in the midst of, you know, winning MVPs and all of that on the basketball court, but he took the time.
I'm sorry, family, hold on.
And reading and studying. I mean, there's several.
You got it.
What I got into was a good show, but now where these conversations can be good.
Not fully satisfactory.
Absolutely. And I that's one thing I pray for every night is like, how can we bring the leaders of those communities? Because imagine if, you know, the men and women in the Nation of Islam and the men and women in, you know, any Jewish community came together and sat down and had a conversation. How much healing would occur? And
our concern, just to express it publicly, even though you and I have spoken about it privately, to say it publicly, which is important as well. In part, we got into trouble together, meaning you got into trouble, if I may say.
Good trouble, as John Lewis calls it. Good trouble. We're gonna lead to connection and love.
Nick, this was not good trouble that you got.
I can't stand when the serpent talks. Shut up. Shut up. Didn't I tell y'all during the Jane Elliott video when Jane Elliott was interrupting? When y'all come into the presence of we who are God's, you don't even get to interrupt or talk like that. Didn't I tell you that before?
What I got into was a good show, but now we're
you don't get to correct nothing. You're here to see and to experience glory. You're lucky to be in our presence.
These conversations can be good.
So the trouble that you got into was because of the narratives that you had heard from others as your leaders.
Yes.
And therefore, because you have gone down this road, you have a responsibility, I think, to call it out.
Absolutely.
Did you hear what he just said? He's telling him, you listen to your leaders. You listen to things, stuff that you read, and you got a responsibility. Who is this serpent talking to? Y'all, I'm not like y'all. I don't believe in them people like that. I just don't believe in them campers. I don't believe in campers like that.
Well, the stereotypes and the blaming and frankly the evading of a narrative that will actually heal and address the issues as opposed to laying at the foot of a boogeyman, as you said.
Yeah, there is no boogeyman. There is no.
So we need to understand where that came from.
True.
And I'm asserting that it came from what you were hearing.
And reading and studying. I mean, there's several.
That's the best thing you said so far, Nick. Reading and studying. You see how there's a war of the gods, a war of knowledge. The serpent wants you to take what they say over what you've heard from the black gods, the black scholars, the black goddesses. Do you all see that?
Books and leaders that, even in not, as you know, they're not all from the Black community. The Jewish community for so many years has been the scapegoat and placed the blame.
That's enough of that. I got so much more I can say. I gotta go, y'all. But he needs to shut all that up. It's the war of the gods, and the question is, family, who you gonna listen to? That's the question. Is when they try to attack Black scholarship and exalt other folks' thoughts and ideas over ours. The reason why Black folks in the condition we are is because we were made deaf, dumb, and blind, family. We're the mothers and fathers of civilization. Everything that got its start and that means anything today and that's worth anything today is because of us, directly or indirectly. And this is their attempt to try to discredit our Black leaders, thus Black intelligent voices. Did y'all see that? By trying to say what we say and what we think is the authority. It's a new day. What did I tell you that this gavel represents? For the Vicki Show. I know you're used to seeing this in Parliament. You're used to seeing this in Congress. You're used to seeing this with the judges, people that you deem worthy of power. I always want you to see this, to know that what we say goes and that the power lies with us, that we are the authority, family. It's hard to know it now, because we've been down, it seems, for so long, but it's a new day. We're in our finest hour. I got to get ready to go, family. I got another meeting coming up here, and I got some medical stuff that I got to do. Love you to pieces. This was a long show today, but I had to do part 2. I love you to pieces. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Share this with everybody that you know. If you didn't see yesterday's show, watch it. Even if you did, maybe you want to watch it again, but connect these dots, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to be very clear. We love our brother Nick. I'm so grateful that he put some of those books back up. But family, we're going to have to go the distance. We can't be scared of this open enemy. Our collective unity, our collective intelligence will cause us to do things that you can't even imagine on your own. And someone who tries to discredit Black thinking, Black voices, is not someone that's a friend to the Black community. They stopped you from learning how to read and write. They made it illegal for Black folks to read and write. They limited what we read. And when they gave us the book, they tampered with it. When they gave you schools, what did they do? They miseducated you. That's because they're trying to control Black thought. It's a new day. We're thinking for ourselves. Somebody say we're free thinking Black people. That's what I'm pushing here. I'm not trying to give us another reason to hate Nick. He did that all by himself, brother. We still love you. We want you to get it together. And we don't want you to continue to compromise and throw your own people under the bus. This was about exposing those who are anti-Black. Is that clear? And again, I know some of you want me to say, Vicki, say this and say that. Subscribe to VickiDillard.tv. And I'm going to be doing 20-minute individual videos, a full expose on the breakdown of some of these things at VickiDillard.tv, VickiDillard.tv. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. Don't forget, clubvicki.com to sign up for my weekly mastermind that I have. And then I got a separate mastermind I'm doing that's just on angels for 2 hours intensive. It's a very reasonable rate. You don't want to miss it, okay? Sign up right away. FlyNubianBusiness.com if you want to learn how to build a business, learning from Black people. And if you want to learn about money, FlyNubianMoney.com. Text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications. Thank you so much. Thank you. This was a glorious, glorious week. Mwah. I love you.